All right, let's get right into it. Every year we see tons of new games, right? But once in a while, a game comes along that just grabs you. Today we're going to break down exactly what makes Phantom Blade Zero probably the most hyped up action game coming in 2026. And come on, who doesn't love this feeling? It's why we play these games, that feeling of becoming this unstoppable force, pulling off these slick, stylish moves. And that is the exact feeling Phantom Blade Zero seems to be bottling up for us. But that kind of brings up a bigger question, doesn't it? What really makes a top-tier action game these days? Is it enough to just have a really, really good combat system? Or has the whole standard just changed? Well, the answer seems to be a little more interesting than that. Yeah, it's because we're really seeing this new benchmark for the genre take shape. It's not just about how a game plays anymore, it's about how the graphics, the sound, the whole presentation, how all of it works together to make that gameplay feel even better. You know, for the longest time, we'd all kind of forgive wonky graphics if the combat was typed. But games like Lies of Pi and the upcoming Black Myth Wukong, they're proving that you can have both. Great graphics aren't just for looking pretty anymore. They actually mean crisper animations, which makes it way easier to read an enemy's next move. The visuals are now a part of the core gameplay loop, and this is exactly where Phantom Blade Zero slides in. It feels like they're trying to perfect this new standard. The developers, S-Game, made a huge call to switch over to Unreal Engine 5 mint development, and from everything we've seen, man, was that the right move. The difference this makes is something you can actually feel. It's not just about shiny textures. With Unreal 5, those enemy attack animations become crystal clear. You get that split second more to react. And all those effects, like sparks flying when your swords clash, that's not just eye candy, it adds this weight, this impact to the fight that just sells the whole experience. And that's what it all leads to. When every single move, every jump, every parry, every single sword thrust feels that good and looks that clean, it just creates this incredible feeling of mastery. You're not just pushing buttons, you feel like you're this master assassin. But listen, a game can't get by on looks alone. What I think is so smart about Phantom Blade Zero is how it seems to be borrowing some great ideas from games we already love, but it's always putting its own strategic twist on them. So let's break down this assassin's toolkit. You've got wall running, but it's not just for getting around, it's a tactical move to get the jump on archers. There's a stealth system that feels a lot like Sekiro, where you can actually eavesdrop on guards to get intel. But the real showstopper, this counter disarm. Instead of just blocking, you can literally snatch the weapon right out of your enemy's hand. And this quote just says it all, right? Can you imagine? You see that red glow of an unblockable attack coming, and instead of dodging, you dive in, rip their sword away, and start fighting them with it. That's a power fantasy that just sounds so satisfying. Okay, and now we get to the main evolution, the real reason this game has turned so many heads. We're talking about its absolutely stunning Wuxia-inspired combat. To really get what this game is doing, you have to understand Wuxia. It's a whole genre of fiction about these incredible martial heroes, almost like superheroes with swords who use their amazing skills to fight for what's right. It's the perfect setup for a game like this. And the story's stakes are through the roof. Our hero's soul has been cursed. He's only got 66 days left to live, and that time he has to find a cure and figure out who murdered his master. That ticking clock is the perfect fuel for the game's frantic, high-speed combat. So the combat itself is built on 4 pillars. It's ridiculously fast and furious, people are comparing its reflex-heavy style to the intensity of Sifu, and on top of that, it's designed to be fashionable, stylish, and most importantly, just plain fun. So don't expect to just mow down waves of mindless enemies. In this game, even the basic bad guys have deep movesets. Every single fight becomes this tense, high-stakes duel where one mistake can cost you everything. And that's not even getting into the boss fights. Like one in the demo where you're apparently fighting 7 enemies at once. Wild. Now, with all that talk about intensity, you might be thinking, is this game going to be too hard? But it really seems like S-Game is trying to build a challenge that's tough, for sure, but also fair, replayable, and, believe it or not, accessible. It looks like they're giving us options. There are going to be accessible modes at launch if you just want to experience the story, but if you're already glutton for punishment, you can jump right into the hardest difficulty from the start. And what gets me really excited is this post-game hardcore mode. It's a special take on New Game Plus that's supposed to challenge you no matter how strong you've become. Okay, so as hyped as I am, and as we all are, it's probably smart to pump the brakes just a little bit. We've all seen incredible demos before, right? It's always a good idea to keep our expectations in check and just wait to see what that final game looks and feels like. And really, that's the billion-dollar question, isn't it? Phantom Blade Zero looks like an absolute dream for action RPG fans. It's mixing style, deep combat, and a real challenge into one amazing-looking package. Can it actually deliver on all of this incredible promise in 2026? All you can do is hope. And honestly, I can't wait to find out.